This is Korath Landwalker, and tonight we have another thrilling episode of Star Trek Online. Last week can be summed up by the kid from the Matrix Revolutions. The war is over! The war is over! Yes, last week, the combined forces of the Romulan Republic, the United Federation of Planets, and the Klingon Empire, with a last-minute assist by the Dominion, managed to end the Iconian War in a manner that did not involve bloody slaughter. So, what happens then when the main driving force of pretty much the entire game up to this point has finally been removed? What is next? Well, the process of doing so has opened up a few cans of worms, some of which we will not see play out immediately, and some of which we will be seeing hints of as soon as practically right now. Now, I was going to do some changes in the ship and all that today, but I decided to hold off on that until this current arc is out of the way. One moment while it gets the communications that I need to shut down immediately. I am amazed. Usually by now I would have gotten a communication from somebody whining and complaining about something. I'm flabbergasted. So let's mark the moment by taking care of some administrivia. Step 1, wrap up my Delta Alliance reputation. There is nothing else I can do there. I have no marks for the Iconian resistance, shocking though it may seem. Must be from boxes or from task forces. No biggie, because with all my traits pretty much filled up, the only ones I really don't have really worked up here are the active reputations, and I can live with that. You know, why did I never enable this one? Quantum singularity manipulation, where I could have actually used that a few times during the previous arc, being able to give this ship at least some cloaking capability. All I have to say there is, oops. I have no specialization points up right now, so I don't have to worry about any of that. I do have some stuff worth opening. I'm just not sure that I'm going to... Oh, okay, I'll open up the Endeavor reward here. I grabbed that at some point when I was looking. Ooh, 150k energy credits. Ooh. I only have almost 4 million of that now. Which means I can pretty much buy anything in the game that requires credits, with the exception of stuff that are on the exchange. Which, of course, are silver priced. That 4 million doesn't even dent it. One of these days, we'll hop over to the exchange and... You know what? Why don't we do that now, just for giggles? I have a comm beacon that'll bring me the Suliban stealth ship, where I can go to the exchange and, well, let's take a look at a couple interesting things, shall we? Obviously the big desirable stuff would be in the reward packs. Well, no, it wouldn't actually. Where would they hide those? They wouldn't be lockboxes, because lockboxes are lockboxes. And as you can see, they're so common that I don't even know why they even bothered putting them out here. Who's going to buy them? I mean, seriously. No, I think reward packs are where it's at. And everything here is basically R&D and a couple other things. Wave completion bonus, yeah, just more of the same. And And you can see that we're showing 400 items, which is the maximum that's available. But that's not the real big one here. What is Starship Upgrade? Oh, I know what Starship Upgrades are. Upgrade requisitions that can bump you from Tier 5 to Tier 5U, or possibly Tier 6 to Tier 6X. But as you can see, their starting numbers are at 38 million. Here we go, experimental ship upgrade. And this is what upgrades your Tier 6s. And that's coming in at a cool 41 million. Starship upgrade. Some of these people are really pushing it. But you see the point. 4 million doesn't even scratch the surface. That's not even counting the actual starships available. Which, of course, it would probably help if I went into the correct. Now, those are starship crates. And these are basically... well, I have no idea what this one actually is. But it's not starship crates I'm interested in. Okay, we have bridge officers, special officers here. You know, if I had any clue what I was looking for, then I would probably have better luck at showing us how much it would cost to buy some of the high-end starships. Yes, you can buy starships on the exchange too. The problem is I have no idea where they're hiding on here, and I have no idea what they're called these days. Ah well, it doesn't matter. Maybe if I do a search on D7. Equipment. And you can, but you can already tell here that I'm looking at some equipment stuff. Cross-faction bundle. Okay, here we go. This one's going for, count it, 440 million. So, you know, when you look at these numbers, 4 million energy credits doesn't even begin to nudge anything. Now, if you were really crazy, you could buy lockbox keys. And those are basically what you would buy off the Zen store, C store, whatever they want to call it. And looks like right now they're going for roughly 9 million each. That's for one. Not surprising since, you know, the keys are they're bought for real money. But what some people will do is they'll buy the keys, put them up on sale here, get the credits, and then use the credits to buy the ship they want instead of gambling on the lockboxes, hoping to get what they're looking for. Okay, I think that's enough with the peek behind the curtain there. Oh, now I get to destroy Herald ships in my endeavors up there, now that we're done with the Iconians. Thanks, endeavors! Hand of Vodwar. I suppose if I were really feeling crazy, I could go winning Gold Press Platinum playing Dabo, but who cares? I'm not that dedicated. So we're not going to have to worry about endeavors today. So what we're going to do is we're going to hop over into our list of episode arcs. I can't believe nobody's contacted me so far. I am flabbergasted. Usually I'm having to fight off the people trying to get my attention with a stick, and here we are. We have completed the Iconian War. I think I might have mentioned that at the top of the stream here. So what we're going to do is begin yesterday's war. Wait, didn't I just say the war was over? Yeah, well, you know, life is filled with fun. And we're going to start right here. From Captain Geordie LaForge, who apparently does not have a voiceover that is working right here. Admiral Franklin Drake suggested I could contact you to assist with a critical mission. We've detected an anomaly in the Azure Nebula. Oh, that's practically the Republic's practically right next door to our homeworld. Because of the Tholian activity in the area, we're concerned they may be attempting to open a rift to the mirror universe. I need a ship to go there and check it out. So, we have a number of rewards coming through here, as always. We have expertise and experience points. We have a special requisition pack involving a support cruiser, the Ambassador. Interesting. Yesterday's Enterprise uniform. That's not as impressive as it sounds. And dilithium. So, since we're still here in the Delta Quadrant, we're going to take the transwarp option and zap to the Azure Nebula without having to go through the rigmarole of jumping through a couple Iconian gateways which are still open, and begin this mission, Temporal Ambassador. The Azure Nebula, incidentally, is a Class 11 nebula composed mainly of oxygen and argon, with traces of theta xenon, fluorine, and ceruleum. The Azure Nebula was the site of an encounter between the USS Excelsior and a battlecruiser commanded by the legendary Captain Kang in 2293. The Excelsior escaped by igniting the volatile ceruleum gas, disabling the Klingon vessel. Recent Tholian activity in the region has uncovered a series of subspace corridors throughout the nebula. These corridors may lead to other regions of space, or even other dimensions. Well, that does fall in nicely with the whole possible mirror universe problem. And I see we're back to the slow loading times. I got spoiled by the Iconian War with its rapid-fire loading times for all of its missions. That'll teach me. There we go. Captain, Starfleet Command reports that a space-time anomaly has been seen in this area of space. Is Varsal trying to take Tovin Kev's Captain Obvious ability? Because we knew that accepting the mission. With the Tholian activity in this region, they wanted us to check it out and see what we can learn. Again, Captain Obvious! I have it on sensor, sir. Lock me in coordinates now. The one thing that he's useful. He finally said something useful. Let's put it that way. And, looks like Tholians are here. Oops, hold on. Before I can investigate that, though, I must get the shiny. I haven't done this for weeks, thanks to the Iconian War. We were busy, but now I can go back to being the lemming and grabbing everything I can find. And now it's gone. That was odd. I'm no longer detecting anything in front of us, but I'm picking up a similar, or possibly the same anomaly at a new location. I've updated the coordinates on the map. Alright then. Well, luckily it just moved right in front of me, so that always keeps... Wells class. What is a Wells class? Well, unfortunately, I don't get to know because it's vanished again. It happened again! The anomaly has jumped to a new location. Can't keep doing this forever, sir. We just need to get close enough for a sensor sweep. Hey, wait, what's this? D7 battlecruiser. Okay, something really weird is going on here. D7 Klingon battlecruisers have been so obsolete it's not even... And there it goes. Not again. Science team is working on extending active sensor range, Captain. New coordinates locked in? Well, before we go to those coordinates, we might as well get something out of this. Instead of playing whack-a-mole with weird anomalies. Okay, an ambassador class. That sure sounds like foreshadowing, doesn't it? And it's gone. but the anomaly is holding steady at its current location. Scanners are ready for use on our orders. Let's give it a scan. What? Freighter Piri requesting permission to dock at Tholian Base. I'm sorry, did you think that we were experiencing the grand adventures of Admiral Tallel? No, no. This has nothing to do with that. This is the standard workday of Freighter Captain Tallel of the Piri. I don't know where you get this whole thing about admirals or anything fancy like that. I'm just a freighter captain, see? Nothing to it. Don't pay no attention to the gun. And I'm doing some work for the Tholians here, and there's this dude here named Franklin Drake, and he looks like he's just another worker. Has nothing to do with any mysterious organizations or anything like that.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I've got the Techosite ship.
Thank you, Captain. The Tholian Assembly appreciates your loyalty. So many ship captains threw away their lives needlessly in the days after they annexed this area of space. It'll take a few hours to offload your cargo. Feel free to grab a hot meal in the commissary. I know that comforts can be hard to come by in this sector. I recommend the plomeek soup. It almost tastes like something. Do you need anything else?
Oh yeah, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? I mean, I'm sure it's a fascinating story that has nothing to do with secret organizations.
My name is Franklin Drake. I was born on a little colony world on the edge of Cardassian space. After the Federation fell to the Klingons, a lot of people moved out of the war zones to try to make new lives. It worked, for a while. When the Bajorans discovered that wormhole and the Dominion invaded, no world, no matter how remote, was safe. I signed on to help fight the Dominion, for all the good that did. The Dominion swallowed the Bajorans whole, and then joined up with the Breen and the Cardassians to destroy the Klingons and the Romulans. After that, it was just a matter of carving up the Alpha Quadrant. The Tholians got this piece of space in exchange for signing a non-aggression pact with the Dominion. It wasn't hard to see that the only way to survive was to sign on. Now I'm like you. I work for the Tholians, and in exchange I get a cot, a couple of replicated meals, and the chance to live for one more day. With a little luck, I'll get through tomorrow, too.
Yeah, I know. You were imagining something about some sort of Federation or Starfleet or something like that. But you know, that's long ago. They were wiped out a long time ago. I am just a freighter captain with nothing more. And look who we have over here. Someone I have never met. Certainly not as a member of a bridge crew or anything like that. Why don't you tell me about yourself? Shayla, is it? I'm Shayla. I've been here for about 6 weeks now, working in the cargo rooms. I'm pretty good at fixing things, even the worn-out junk the Tholians give us. You know, you look kind of familiar almost. So do you. Have you been in any other work camps in this sector? Well, I can't rule that out. And who do we have over here? Some Romulan guy named Atan, looks like. Certainly he doesn't look like a leader of Romulans or anything like that.
For all I know, you could be informing on me to the Tholians. But if I don't answer, you'll probably tell them I'm hiding something. Fine. My name is Atan. I was born on Romulus. After the war, I signed on to a freighter crew working the Bolian run. My captain got in trouble with the Tholians, and I ended up here. I'm a true and loyal servant of the Tholians, and I don't want any trouble.
Subtle.
Now go away and leave me alone. I have work to do. Don't bother me.
So, what an interesting location we've come to here, huh? All these strange and intriguing individuals. But of course, I am just a freighter captain and nothing more. And we're not talking like the good freighter captains like Han Solo. We're just, you know, freighter captains. Ooh, but somehow I still maintain my desire for shiny objects. And boy, we have a whole bunch of interesting things around here. Let's go to this guy first. Slamek. He sounds like an intriguing guy.
It's too bright in here.
Some things transcend everything.
Why? Why would you care about me? No one cares about me. I don't even care anymore. Go away.
He's such a charming individual, isn't he?
Go away.
What about this fellow over here? He's got a pretty big head. Certainly he wouldn't be a member of a, say, one of those old Starfleet vessels, or a member of a Romulan crew or anything like that. Tell me about yourself. I'm Lauer, but most people around here call me Chief. I do a little bit of everything. Security, ship work, cargo hauling. Anything that pays will get me to the next port. You know, you kind of look a little familiar. Yeah, I've seen you around. Weren't you the one who got caught cheating in that Tonga game under Zana? Well, now that you mention it. Heard that Ferengi had his Noskin buddies break your arms. How long were you out of action? Long enough. And then we have this interesting fellow. Morn. Certainly not a guy who hangs around bars or anything like that. Why don't you tell me about yourself? Great talking to you. Well, we have all sorts of interesting characters around here. And what's this fellow over here? A guy named Elam Garrick. Certainly not a soldier, tinker, tailor, or spy.
Have we met?
Oh, wow, no. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
You're just asking to be polite, aren't you? I find idle chatter so tedious these days. Still, it's a way to pass the time. My name is Elam Garrick. I used to be a member of the Cardassian government until I had a conflict with a rival faction. Politics on my world can be quite cutthroat. Now I'm here. It's better than execution, but only just. The food here is terrible, and the company is worse. Another question?
Well, that's certainly encouraging me to eat that food, isn't it? Let's go over here. Tanae. Never heard of you. Certainly not in relation to a starbase command.
Yes. My name is Tanae, and for many years I served in Starfleet. After the war was lost, I joined a resistance movement attempting to liberate the core worlds. We failed. We were able to keep the Klingons at bay, but not the Dominion and their allies. After the Breen destroyed Earth and the Dominion occupied Beta Z, continued resistance was illogical. Against all reason, we continued our fight as our resistance cells fell, one by one. You might say I was one of the fortunate ones. I survived. I would not agree. Do you require anything else?
No, not really. And this guy, Vakil Shan, another guy who has absolutely nothing to do with ships called Enterprise.
How can I assist you? I'm Valkel Shawn, captain of the Belfast. I run freight for the Tholians. Basic supplies mostly.
Hey, me too.
But once in a while they need me to pick up dilithium from the mines on Remus. We're in dock here for a few days getting some repairs done. Cut too close to the Konos blast zone on my last trip back and ran into some raiders. They won't trouble anyone again. But they fused half my power conduits and fried the deflector before I managed to take them out.
Oh,
If
rough
there's
break,
anything
man.
else you need.
And, guy named Obasek. Certainly nobody who ran a resistance movement or became a part of a government or anything like that.
My name is Obasek. Once my people served the Romulans. Now we have new masters. I will serve for now, because to refuse would be my death. But when the time is right, we'll rise up against our oppressors and destroy them. If you would be free, watch for an opportunity. The Tholians will show their weakness soon enough. Do not waste
Sure,
my time.
they will. Oh, that was a fascinating bit of a conversation, wasn't it? What an interesting array of characters here. I think it's time we grab some of that food that Mr. Drake so helpfully pointed us to. Humanoid Dietary Supplement 47. Yum.
Haven't seen you around here before, Captain.
Oh, I haven't seen you either.
Got a minute to talk?
Tell me about yourself.
Call me Castillo. Not a lot to tell, I guess. I'm Lieutenant J.G. Richard Castillo, Helm Officer of the USS Enterprise C, an unwilling time traveler. I'm normally the Helm Officer.
Yeah.
But I'm Senior Officer now that Captain Garrett and the rest of the senior staff are gone. I've got to do what the Captain would want. Get us back to where we belong. And finish what we set out to do. I know this is hard to accept, but we're not supposed to be here.
Yeah, I'm kind of new here, but I'm pretty sure you're a Fruit Loop.
I know. I asked around about you, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling you this, but I need your help. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are. Not in this timeline, I mean. My ship, my crew. We were supposed to do something important. We went through an anomaly, moved through time, and everything changed.
Yeah, maybe I should go eat my meal somewhere else.
We tried to go back. I guess the battle with the Klingons disrupted the anomaly. Instead of getting back where we belong, we ended up here with the Tholians running everything. I'd never even seen a Tholian before. You have to help us set things right. You have to help us get back to our ship.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's this us thing?
Me and my crew. There are a little over 100 of us here, scattered throughout the work camp. We're about 65 years ahead of where we should be, according to my math. We were fighting the Romulans. This was back in 2344. And the weapons discharges caused a temporal rift. We passed through, and because we weren't at Narendra to do what we were supposed to do, the timeline changed.
Okay.
We ended up in a timeline where the Federation and the Klingon Empire were at war. The Federation was losing, badly. We tried to go back to set things right. But then the Klingons found us and the Enterprise D, and there's someone here with us from that timeline. Her name is Tasha. I'll take you to her. Maybe she can help explain this.
In case you haven't guessed it by now, we are actually running kind of a sequel to one of the classic Next Generation episodes, where everything went wonky because the Enterprise C was not where it was supposed to be because of a temporal anomaly. Well, it looks like they didn't quite make it to where they wanted to go. Oh, there's someone interesting over there. Let me chat with this entertaining individual. Nellen, never heard of you.
This place isn't what it's supposed to be.
Oh man, it's another one of those. Why don't you tell me about yourself?
My name is Neelan. I'm an Elarian. Some people would call me a wanderer. I go from place to place, listening to the universe, to the people, and then I look at you and this place and I can't explain it, but it's wrong. All of it. You're not supposed to be here. None of us are.
Now, for those who are curious, the Elarians are the basic species that the character of Guinan from Next Generation comes from. And she had a similar reaction to a situation very similar to this one.
Something's not right here.
So what exactly is supposed to happen?
I can't see it clearly. I just know that something is wrong. That woman over there. Does she have a daughter? Someone named Sela. I know that's important, but there are a lot of other things.
That's
I'm
just crazy
sorry,
talk.
it's difficult to put into words. What I can tell you is that if someone asks for your help, give it. That will set things right.
It's not.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you impatient, Castillo. Jeez.
We need your help.
Yeah, what's going on here?
I'm from Starfleet, and if I'm right, that's a name that should ring bells with you as well.
Yeah, I
In
got
an
blown up.
alternate timeline from this one, the correct one, Starfleet is still alive and well, and you're a Starfleet officer too.
I find that hard to believe.
When the Enterprise C moved ahead in time, it created an alternate timeline, one in which I was alive but shouldn't have been. I left with the Enterprise to set things right. We thought we were returning to the Narendra system in 2344 to defend the Klingon colony there from a Romulan attack. We ended up in this nebula in 2409. The Tholians caught us before we could try again, and you can guess the rest. We're going to try to restore the timeline, but to do so, we need the Enterprise C. It's still in the hangar here, and as soon as we get back to her, we'll find the temporal rift and get back to where and when we're supposed to be. To do that, we need your help.
Well, Leland said, if someone needs help, go ahead and offer it. What the hell?
Franklin Drake is already helping us. He managed to get an access key used to operate the systems in the hangar.
Some people were
control
born
room.
for conspiracies.
We need you to get the code from Drake and use it to open the doors to the hangar control room. I'd go myself, but we've already been here a week. The Tholians know we're trying to get back to the ship. They're watching us. But you're new. They won't suspect you're involved. That's the idea, at least. Of course, it's not as simple as getting the code and opening the door.
No, of course
The
not.
Tholians have guards on all critical areas. You'll need to slip past the guards and get into the maintenance tunnels. From there, it's a winding maze to the hangar control room, which can only be unlocked from the inside. Once you get in, you'll be able to open the doors. We'll be waiting there to help you free the Enterprise.
Okay, and what next?
Here, take this communicator. It's on a scrambled frequency the Tholians don't monitor, and it'll allow me to contact you while you're on the move. Maybe you can convince someone to cause a distraction. That might make slipping past the guards into the tunnels easier.
Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of people that necessarily look like they'd be reliable for that sort of thing. Let's see if there's anybody up here who might be willing to help. How about this guy? Vot. Means nothing to me. Certainly he wouldn't be an ambassador. Yeah, tell me about yourself.
My name is Bavat. Before the Tholians conquered the Empire, I was the leader of a great house. I sat on the High Council and spoke for the Empire on more than a dozen worlds. None of that matters now. The past is nothing to a slave. I will die here in service to the Tholians, just like you will. Ask your questions.
He's a cheerful sort, ain't he? Hey, we got someone on the table here. Maybe the guy in the gurney talks. He looks familiar. Almost as if he's capable of pointing out the glaringly obvious on a regular basis. Do I know you? Tell me about yourself. My name is Varsal. I served on a few ships, but cargo haulers don't need science officers, so it's harder to find a berth these days. You don't know of a ship that's looking for crew, do you? I'm willing to work hard. I'll even cook if that's what the ship needs. Anything to get out of this work camp. You know, you kind of look familiar. I get that a lot. I must have one of those faces. I don't know, I think I'd remember that tattoo thing on your face there. Okay, well. Is there anything else? Oh, we have someone sitting over here. This person must be interesting. Guy named... No, the gal named Farrick.
Looking for something?
I'm sure she doesn't have anything to do with operating in the Gamma Quadrant and trying to scam people to death.
I'm Farrick. Wheeling and dealing is my game. At least it was, until the webheads put a stop to any trade that doesn't benefit them. Still, I know how to get a few things. You looking for bonus replicator rations? Maybe a bottle of authentic pre-war Romulan ale? If you've got something to trade, I've got what you need.
Ferengi are Ferengi, no matter where you find them. And congratulations, I've talked to everybody here. Got an accolade for being extremely chatty. But now it's time to exit out of here, go through this door, and have a meaningful conversation with Mr. Drake. Oh, I'm sure they are. Oh, Frankie!
Do you have a question?
Yeah, Yarn Castillo said he had a key for me.
Take it. Here's a map too. You'll need it in the tunnels. I still don't know why I'm risking my neck for this. Don't expect any more help from me. The Federation fell before I was born. I shouldn't even care, but there's something about Yar and Castillo. I know they believe they can make a difference. Makes me want to believe.
Okay,
Do you
well,
need anything else?
I'll be the one rolling the dice here on in. So now it's time to see if I can convince somebody to make a distraction. I'm sure that this will go swimmingly. I think I'll start with Farrick. No, I figure nobody can drive anyone to distraction like a Ferengi. Just hop up here.
You looking for something?
Yeah, can you do a diversion for me? It's kind of to get to the control room.
Do I look like a soldier? I wouldn't take on those Thorian goons. Not even if you paid me all the gold plus platinum in the sector.
Okay, that's fair. How about Bavat? He's a Klingon sort of guy. He'd still probably enjoy the whole idea of being the tar of people.
What do you want?
I need you to do a diversion for us so we can get to the control room.
I may be a Klingon, but I am not a fool. Kalis once talked about a man who stepped outside to battle a storm. Kalis went to this man and asked him why he didn't seek shelter. And the man replied that he would stand before the wind and make it respect him. Kalis honored his choice and went inside. The man died. The wind does not respect a fool, and neither do the Tholians. I will not commit suicide, so you can make a pointless attempt at escape.
Okay, well, that one was a complete bust. How about Elam Garrick? Elam Garrick sounds like he's a Cardassian, and he might be interested in... Okay, I admit I'm probably reaching on that one, but it's worth a shot.
Have we met?
Yeah, can you do a diversion? Do something sneaky or clever?
And what do I get for risking my life for you? Nothing. That's what. Not even a drop of Kanar. Find someone else to do your bidding, Captain. I don't take orders from anyone.
Okay, thanks heaps. Okay, how about this Sean guy? He was talking about the whole, well, maybe
How
not.
can I assist you?
Can you get a diversion for us?
I have a family. What would happen to them if I went and got myself killed doing something stupid? I wish you luck, but I don't think I can help you.
Oh, well. I guess that leaves this Obasek guy, and, you know, coming to think of it, I probably should have talked to him first, since, you know, he was the one talking about freedom and resistance and all that.
I will be free.
See? Right there. That should have been the first clue right there. Can you create a diversion for us?
Very well. I can sense you speak the truth. You honestly believe you can make a difference. I will do my best to assist you.
Awesome. Do something dramatic. Up there is the control room. Big Tholian in front of it.
I will be free.
Oh yeah, he's got him riled.
I am darkness. Look upon
Yeah, I have a pretty good idea of which one's not going to survive. But while he's busy over there chatting, I'm going to put in the security codes, get into the door, and bang! Showtime. Oh yeah, I gotta go to the maintenance tunnel, don't I? Maybe I can get the door open anyway. Yeah, it was worth a try. And I wish that door would close back there because I feel awfully exposed. Into the tunnels. Very narrow and tight tunnels.
Well done. Those maintenance tunnels are a maze. They make navigating the Jeffries tubes on the Enterprise look easy. I recommend using the map to keep track of where you've been, what doors lead away from which room, and where you are currently.
Okay, let's take a look at the map. Well, not exactly helpful so far, is it? So let's start this way. We'll go with the... and here we are. And again.
We've hit a snag. There are Tholians in the control room. When they're in there, they pump in a Tholian-friendly atmosphere and raise the temperature. It will kill us if we try to enter. You'll need to replace the methane-based atmosphere with something we can breathe and lower the ambient temperature in the control room before we can continue as planned.
Why would they do something so insane?
The Tholians are very precise. They want to learn everything they can about the ships they're capturing. All rooms connected to the hangars have their atmospheres exchanged to prevent damage to the systems they're dismantling for study. Also, sometimes they force humanoids to do the work for them, so they'll pump in something we can handle.
I guess that's reasonable. Something is crate. I'm curious. Level appropriate item. Tactical kit. Awesome. An item that I can't use. Thanks, Iggy. Okay, so obviously going this way turned out to be a complete bust. Let's take a look at the map so far. Yeah, not exactly complicated, is it? So, we will go forward, forward, forward. Okay, let's go left here. Oh. Now I'm lost. Map. Okay, so I want to go this way. Ooh, close the methane gas vents. Let's go ahead and do that. And vent the control room atmosphere. And create the oxygen-based atmosphere. I was hoping I could do something else here too, but I guess I need to find another control room. Oh, what do you know? Lower the ambient temperature. That was oddly satisfying. So we'll just keep going through these ducts. And there's a Tribble here. Elder Tribble, please share your wisdom! It coos for a moment and rolls gently towards you looking for food. You realize you're talking to a Tribble. Maybe you've been in these tunnels too long, or maybe it's the gas fumes. All I know is this is not the way. Let's take a look at that hand-drawn map again. Okay, let's go this way. I seem to have found my way out. Now, just for giggles, we're going to go back into the tunnels for a second, because I'd like to show what's that other this area before we wrap this up, so I'll keep going until I have a left turn available. I mean, a choice of turns that include a left turn. Here we are. I keep using the wrong map. Okay, I can go straight ahead, or I can go, well, we'll go straight ahead. And conveniently, I can go right here. And I think that takes me back to the junction. I think that was a loop. And oh no, there's a dead body in here. He's dead, Jim. Who's Jim? Yeah, I'm picking up the crazy accolades. I keep doing that. They ought to have the hand-drawn map as part of the regular map feature. Okay, hang a left. Ah! Okay, yeah, that didn't really actually help. Okay, hang a right, then a left. Then hang a right, and follow out. I'm pretty sure that's the way it worked. Alright. Now that we've done that little side trip, let's unlock the control room door. And look who managed to sneak in after me. Tanae and Yar.
We don't have much time.
No kidding. Oh, and there's Castillo. Okay, Castillo.
We need to work together. What do you want me to do?
Well, what's your specialty?
I was the helm officer on the Enterprise before everything went to hell. But I'm really handy with heavy machinery, like those clamps holding the ship. I know I could take care of those and get us free. If you need me to do something else, maybe I could work on that web shield. It will need to come down before we can fly out of here. Or the ship's power. I know every inch of the old girl. If I could figure out the Tholian interface, I might be able to connect to the ship and restore the power remotely.
Sounds like you're good with clamps, so go with the docking clamps. Tanae!
I am
Specialty.
My first posting in Starfleet was to an ambassador-class vessel.
How convenient.
I am familiar with most of the ship's systems, but I spent several months working on a refit of the ship's computer. I am confident I can restore the ship's power levels quickly. Also, I do have some experience with Tholian technology from my time in the Resistance. If you prefer, I could attempt to deactivate the web shield or tractor beams.
Let's not be crazy. It's to start working on the power levels. You, Yar, what's your specialty?
We don't have much time. I know a few tricks to take that tractor beam system offline. I'm also fairly confident that with enough time, I can release the docking clamps holding the ship, or take down the Tholian's web shielding.
Tell you what, you work the tractor beam. And now leave me to play with the webs. Man, it's awfully bright out there. Destabilize energy matrix. Deactivate the webbing.
Overriding security
There we go.
protocols.
Are you still at it? You people are so slow. I thought you people said this was a specialty of yours. Oh, the docking clamps are being pulled back.
I'm changing the targeting subroutines for the tractor beams.
Power levels are up. Oh, look at all those pretty lights. Unfortunately, they're going to be kind of noticeable.
Tractor beam is disabled.
And that's the tractor beams. Awesome. Everybody, move it. We're leaving. Or at least we're going to try to leave. course, I thought you said something about having 100-some crew. Just saying. Where are you guys? Okay, great.
She's quite a ship. It's too bad we'll have to sacrifice her to restore the timeline.
Hold on.
I thought you deactivated all the security protocols.
No. This could be a problem. Let me see if I can turn this thing off.
Do you want me to do that for you? I know a few things about force fields.
Didn't ask. See? Another one? Cease. Hey, Fiendy, how are you doing? We are currently experiencing the somewhat unusual day of the freighter captain Tellel, who has absolutely nothing to do with an admiral with the Romulan Republic that doesn't exist, working with a number of individuals working for a Starfleet that no longer exists, including a couple of temporal refugees named Tasha Yar and Richard Castillo, and picking up this Enterprise C starship. Yes, time shenanigans. In fact, you may recall that the Next Generation featured this exact sort of thing. Apparently on their way back to Narenda 3 to deal with their doomed fate, they got sidetracked and wound up in 2409. And now, a year later in 2410, well, the timeline caught up with us. So we are going to try to put them back into the anomaly and get them out of here. You remember playing that story arc? Yes.
You do know that we could have Tholians swarming us any minute, right?
You know, Yar, I never realized that you were a nag. Come on, give me a break here. This was, in fact, a feature episode once upon a time.
I thought we took care of everything. Starfleet Protocol 547C clearly states...
I don't think the Tholians have heard of Protocol 547C.
Thank you, Castillo. Okay. No more force field, so if we're really lucky... All aboard! So yes, Freighter Captain Tellel is now, at least temporarily, the captain of the USS Enterprise. Of course, that distinction is probably not going to go into any record books anywhere, since, you know, as you indicated, time shenanigans. Ooh, shiny! No matter what the changes in the timeline, I cannot help but go after the shiny
Tholian
stuff.
mesh weavers headed for our position.
That's a problem. But I'm sure I can get this shiny before they attack. Yes, and let's see. Oops. Alright, let's see what we've got to play with here. So far, so good. Nothing exactly impressive. Well, this is certainly getting ugly quick. Let's power up the weapons. Let's see if I can get any of them stuck on a warp trail. Man, the day just gets worse and worse, don't it? Well, the good news is we're still alive. We're still fighting. Oh, good. More help. Okay, that was not expected. But
just appeared out of nowhere and destroyed that Tholian tarantula.
yeah, I didn't even see weapons fire. I have no idea who you are, USS Pastic. But hey, the more the merrier. I gotta admit, that's a weird design, though.
We took a hit. Phasers are partially offline. We'll need to work together to take out this last ship.
Not a problem. Here, let me hold him in place for you. Okay,
The way is clear, and the temporal anomaly has been stabilized. Head for the anomaly, Enterprise. We'll put you back where you need to be.
But who are you? How do you know where we need to be? And why are we being attacked by a Terran cruiser?
That's my job. The details aren't important. Restoring the timeline is. Get moving. The Tholians are already starting to regroup.
You know what? I'm not going to argue. You wanna deal with this crazy? Be my guest. We are out of here. And there's an anomaly, just like they said. Doesn't look a thing familiar. I would never fly through this kind of thing on my own. Where am I? What am I doing here? Hello?
I'm sure you've realized by now, you're part of a very different timeline. This one is an aberration that we are here to correct. It would be irresponsible of us to let you go back in time with the Enterprise C, and compromise that timeline as well.
Wait, so what are you gonna do with me? Are you recruiting me?
We'll send you back to your time. There are still some very important events in the 25th century that you need to be a part of.
So how do I get back?
As soon as the Enterprise C returns to its correct place in history, the timeline should right itself.
Wham! Alright, looks like we've made it to the nebula, so I guess it's time to see about finding that anomaly. Well, that's strange, sir. I thought I had something on sensors, but it's gone. Everything's quiet. No Tholians or other ships within range. The Anomaly Starfleet Command wanted us to investigate isn't here either. We can depart the system on your order, sir. Oh, gee, that was a waste of time. We came here and did an absolute lot of nothing. Jeez. Next time they tell us to do something, we should at least make sure that something will stick around. Now, for those who are paying close attention to that mission, perhaps you may have noticed a really important loose end.
There wasn't anything there. That's strange.
A very significant loose end. But we're not going to go into detail about that for now, because it's possible, perhaps even probable, that that loose end will make itself known. But in the meantime, let us bask in our assorted rewards here.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Now, this, if I recall correctly, not yet. We'll get to it. This, I think, is not. This is. I don't think this is a Tier 5 or Tier 6 ship. Although I could be wrong. Things have changed so much that who can tell? So we're going to open it up and see what it says. Oh, it's got 3 weapons forward and aft, so it's obviously not a top tier ship. Doesn't matter. We'll keep the Portugal in inventory just in case someday I need it. Plus, you know, hey, Admiralty card. Okay, well, that was certainly entertaining. So let's find out about this. Sub-Commander Kale is contacting us. Jolan True, Admiral. I am Sub-Commander Kale, a temporal agent working to keep the timeline intact and secure. Well, where the hell were you when we were in the middle of the Iconian War? Would have been nice if you were around to, you know, tell people that, hey, trying to use time as a weapon was a really stupid idea. Ahem. You've been identified to me as a brave and capable officer. We could use your assistance on a mission of a critical nature. Due to the sensitive nature of the mission, I cannot discuss it over a subspace transmission. If you can speak with me on the flotilla, I can tell you more. Find me in the observation lounge. Okay. Well, luckily, I am pretty close by the flotilla right now. So we don't even have to do the transwarp. We'll just do our standard level of travel. And this may actually give me certain opportunities. I will speak on those momentarily. But first, we will leisurely head over here to the flotilla. Haven't been here for a while. Ever since New Romulus got founded, the need for the flotilla has been dubious. But you know, some people, I guess, have emotional attachments to the place. It was, after all, the home of the Republic before the Republic was a republic. Ah, the place where we got our first uniform. And over here would be where we had spoken with the Tan, who, strangely, is still here. And this is Sub-Commander Kao. Thank you for coming, Admiral Talel. We've been contacted by Daniels, one of our agents from the 31st century. It's his job to monitor the timeline for problems. Guys, text pass! Text pass! Ah! And to restore order in the case of any temporal disruptions. There's been an incursion into the 23rd century, and Daniels would like your help in dealing with it. If you're willing to meet with him, he can explain the situation in more detail. Not quite yet. I want to check something else with you first. Okay, I guess I can't do what I was thinking I would have to do. Okay, I'll hear what he has to say.
Thank you for coming.
Okay,
my name is Daniels.
freaky.
In case you're wondering, this is a temporal observatory. From here, I can monitor the time stream against any incursions. We've become aware of several temporal incidents led by rogue Nakul agents.
Who?
They've been using a new form of time travel that we can't detect. We were unaware of their activities until we started noticing changes in the time stream. The latest of these changes happened in the 23rd century, at the Galorndon core system. We believe the Nakul are involved, along with a planet killer, a doomsday machine. If that's the case, we need to stop them, at all costs. I know I can count on you to go back in time with me and preserve the timeline.
You know, I was hoping I was done with the whole time travel thing when I went back to Iconia and the flower of its
significant
civilization.
temporal activity in the Galorndon core system.
I'm not done talking with you, man.
Jolan True.
Here we go.
Is there something Romulan temporal defense can help you with today?
Why, yes. You'll see, because I've done certain... I did certain goals with certain characters during special events that I've run in the past. Delta recruitment, temporal recruitment, gamma recruitment. I haven't done Klingon recruitment yet, but that's because I'm kind of saving them. It gives me access to a whole bunch of special rewards that I've kept my hands off of until now. And there's some pretty interesting stuff here for the Klingons. Oh, I automatically get one just from making an account, one from the account. Yeah. How about that? But we're not going to grab that one because that's a Klingon bird of prey thing, and we're not going to mess with that. But there's a couple other interesting things available. A lot of the stuff here tends to be rewards for advancing, and they give you a choice of reputation marks for all of these rank advancements. And when you think about it, I could probably use a good number of those reputation marks, but I'm going to hold off on those for now. Knowing that they're here for me to access is good enough for me at the moment, mainly because I haven't decided what reputation marks I want to start building. Now we have these R&D rewards, which will give us a bunch of crafting tools, well, crafting materials. I will claim that one, and I will claim the rank 5 one, because the rank 5 one should also give me a Delta Recruit character, which is basically a duty officer. And that particular duty officer, I didn't see that duty officer show up in here. Did I just get ripped off of a duty officer? I'll be most irritated. Let's see, it should be an engineering one. I think I got ripped. That is very disappointing. I should have gotten a duty officer who would allow me to craft the Aegis equipment at the high end of the scale there. Let me see if that's even available to... No, I can't even see them here. Oh, maybe under engineering. No dice on that one. If I had gotten to level 15, I'd probably have access to some of them, but I didn't bother, so... Oh well. Considering the fact that I haven't really been pushing for the duty officer thing anyway, I'm not going to lose total sleep over it. And yet, I'm still annoyed. Pretty sure it was a very rare, so let's see. Yep, I don't see them. I am a tad miffed. But only a tad because, like I said, don't care. This one would give me extra dilithium and fleet marks. If I were in a fleet, I could use these to advance projects. I get a pair of devices. This one will restore 50% max hit points to the team and can resurrect defeated allies and can be used while I'm defeated. So I like that. We'll take that. And we've got something similar for the starship, which recharges bridge officer abilities faster. So we'll grab that. I also have access to a photonic engineering officer candidate. Now let's take a quick look here and see. I've got plenty of slots open, so we'll grab that one too. I will design him at some future point. Now the rest of the rewards listed here are story arc completions. And each of them give a chunk of dilithium ore and fleet marks. So I'm going to leave them alone for now. Now we've got something similar for the temporal arcs. Again, we have R&D, which basically just has materials for these. I didn't complete some of them for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. I'll look into it somewhere along the line. Doesn't matter to me that much. And story arc completions, again, same sort of thing. Gamma recruit, even less stuff, but we've got more marks and we've got more marks. I haven't done a whole lot of my gamma recruits. So that's basically all the potentials, and apparently there's a whole bunch of interesting stuff here for the Klingons, but since I haven't done any of those with a new Klingon character, the Klingon recruitment event may still be ongoing. I'm not 100% sure. If you make a Klingon character right now, it might qualify as being a Klingon recruit, and when you start doing the missions, you'll have a special contact that'll give you an item, and you'll be able to do stuff. But I'm not entirely sure if that's still a thing. Okay, now that we've gone through that, let's talk to Daniels again. And incidentally, you may recognize the name Daniels from Star Trek Enterprise, where he was very much involved with a temporal Cold War, and he tended to pal around with Captain Archer quite a bit.
We've detected significant temporal activity in the Glorndon core system, circa the 23rd century. I'm going to investigate it. and I'd like you to join me. We believe the Nakul are involved, along with a planet killer, a doomsday machine. If so, we need to stop them at all costs. I'll provide your ship with holographic camouflage. It's best if the Romulans of that time don't see a vessel from the future.
Now, I've done the time travel a couple times before. Once when we a couple times, slingshotting back to the 23rd, where we met Montgomery Scott and Leonard McCoy. Of course, that was off the beaten path of the episode arcs. I spent a couple months going through that kind of thing. And then, of course, we had our little shenanigans with the Iconian War. Rewards. Standard XP, expertise, and dilithium. And one of the following. 23rd century technology, either disruptor pistols or, all disruptor pistols, apparently. This one looks more like a phaser, but whatever. Or neutronium-laced combat armor. Oh, that sounds kind of fun. That one seems to be a leading contender at the moment.
Stay safe out there.
Alright. Glorndon Core System. We will cheat and take the transwarp there because I'm not entirely sure how long it'll take us to travel there. And, well, we only have so much time on the screen, right? And here we are. A geologically unstable, uninhabitable planet. Glorndon Core orbits a Class K star with a magnitude of +7. The planet is beset by constant electromagnetic storms that interfere with sensors and transporters. In addition, prolonged exposure to the planet's intense magnetic fields will result in synaptic breakdown. OA teams are advised to use caution. Alright. Bam! We're going back in time. Back to the future. Because technically it's still our future, even though it's not the characters. Yeah, time travel makes my head hurt. We've arrived, Admiral. The holographic camouflage that Daniels provided is online. As far as the Romulans of this time are concerned, we are in a Talis-class warbird. I wonder if it's any relation to the one that we flew to escape Virenats way back when. There would be a certain level of irony there. Okay, Daniels, sounds good.
Thank you. I've also transmitted files that will establish your cover identity as Tal Shiar security operatives. You need to put this data into their local network before entering the research facility, however. There's a comms satellite nearby that you can use to accomplish this.
Oh, it wouldn't be the first time that I've impersonated the Tal Shiar. Although, as I recall correctly, that one ended up with me getting captured and brainwashed and tortured and all sorts of good stuff. Thanks to Sela and Hakiv, may he burn in hell. So let's get our credentials uploaded there. Data transmission complete. Our Tal Shiar credentials are in their system and should withstand scrutiny. I'd affect a fair amount of fear and loathing from their staff, Admiral. Unannounced visits from the Tal Shiar aren't exactly a cause for celebration. Yeah, I know. In some ways, it's going to be kind of fun. Uh-oh. That has an unholy familiar look. At least if you're a fan of the original series. Right here. When they said Doomsday Machine, they were not exaggerating. Now, if you were doing the Starfleet arcs, this would actually be the second one you would see. Reading the Doomsday Machine on sensors, it may be inactive. Recommend a close scan. As long as we do it from behind. I really do not want to be in that thing's firing arc.
Tal Shiar vessel, cease all sensor scans of the device immediately. You do not have the proper clearance.
Watch your tone, Nakul. We'll let it slide. this time. Guys, hope you got a decent scan on that.
IRW Moreri, this is Galorndon Station Command. Please transmit your security credentials.
Acknowledged. Transmitting now.
Data received, Moreri. Welcome to Galorndon Core. Sending you transporter coordinates now. I've taken the liberty of informing Commander Chulak. I'm sure the director will want to greet you personally.
Well, that should be amusing. Ferrari out. Landing coordinates received. Transporters are standing by. Let's go inspire terror. As usual, the standard bridge crew. Varsal, Shayla, Ferrara, Talon, and no! I will never get tired of that. Never, never, never. I will replace every other member of the bridge crew before I replace No. Technically, I already started with Tovin. Maybe I'll replace somebody else once I deal with that photonic engineering officer. But in the meantime, we are dealing with the painfully slow loading process. Oh, there we go. I got spoiled by the Okunian War.
Doomsday machines seek and destroy planetary bodies, consuming what remains as fuel. And yet, there's one in orbit just sitting there, peaceful. It looks like reports of the Nakul gaining the ability to control the machines are accurate. We need to find out how, and fast. Your holographic disguises should conceal you while you search the facility. Good hunting.
I was wondering how we were going to explain my decidedly non-Romulan appearance. Keep me posted. We'll put the planet between the Piri and the Doomsday Machine, sir, just in case. Yeah, if that thing even twitches, let me know and beam us up and get us the hell out of here. So here we are, a bunch of Romulans, and, you know, it appears that we're a very well-related individual. I mean, No, Shayla, and I look completely identical. And so does Varsal and Tavara Talon, who also look identical to each other. Clearly, genetic engineering is a thing in the Romulan Empire. Let's hope nobody notices. It does kind of feel like something out of the original series, doesn't it? Let's see if these guards have anything to say.
This area is restricted. You need to leave now.
I'm a sub-commander of the Tal Shiar. Step aside.
My orders are clear, Romulan. No one is to pass this point until the meeting is concluded. No one, not even Chulak himself.
You'll wish you hadn't crossed the Tal Shiar, lackey. Yeah, let's get some of that arrogance going. You there.
Sub-Commander, it is my duty to inform you that this area is restricted. Sir.
Not to me. Step aside. Now.
Yes, Sub-Commander. At once. Forgive my rudeness. Access granted. Let me get the door for you.
Your service has been noted, Centurion. Getting our ego on. Let's go into the sensor network and see what we can find out. Sensors indicate that an encoded signal of Nakul origin is being beamed to the Doomsday Machine. It's coming from the chamber that the Nakul were guarding so intently. Big shock there. According to these logs, whenever the Doomsday Machine attempts to engage its primary directives, a signal pulse is beamed to its command core and the machine stops. We are now one step closer to learning how they're controlling a Doomsday Machine. Unfortunately, could use a little bit more info. Let's keep poking around. And we have another guard. Let's have a chat with this one.
Sub-Commander, I've been instructed to grant you access to this facility.
And will you obey those orders?
Of course, Sub-Commander. My family is a friend to the Tal Shar and loyal to the Empire. Access for you and your team is granted.
Dutiful service is always rewarded. Carry on. You know, this is really no fun. I wanted to at least give a verbal slapdown to somebody. Okay, I did give a verbal slapdown to somebody, but I was hoping for more. Oh, let's check the logs. That should always be entertaining reading. Please input your selection below. Well, let's start from the top, shall we?
The Senate has dispatched an agent from an alien race known as the Nakul. Repugnant creature. But she's of a keen mind and cunning I can appreciate as a Romulan officer. If only her visage wasn't so hideous. She boasts she has a weapon that will turn the tide in favor of Romulus. An old song, to be sure, but she sings it sweetly.
Next log.
Krog's mysterious backer, the so-called envoy, has made an impression in the right circles of power. We'll see if he can deliver, however. Data on his miracle weapon is due to arrive soon. Those scars, truly hideous. Krog is practically radiant in comparison.
Envoy sounds charming. And who's Krog?
My researchers have analyzed the Nakul weapon data. It matches a report we have on an incident in Federation space involving a doomsday machine. If accurate, this weapon destroyed USS Constellation and nearly rid the cosmos of USS Enterprise. It seems Enterprise's thrice-stabbed captain exposed a vulnerability in the weapon.
Yeah, Kirk will do that.
To address this with Krog upon her return.
And the last entry.
Krog arrives tomorrow, along with a reportedly improved weapon. I believe the envoy will be making an appearance as well. It seems it's the season for guests. If my agents are to be believed, we'll be getting a visit from the Tal Shiar very soon. I'm already suffering the witless bureaucrat from the Senate. To endure the servants of the secret police is nearly too much to ask of a true Romulan.
Well, that either means that Daniels did a really good job on setting things up, or we could be running into the really embarrassing situation of having the real Tal Shiar show up. Okay, let's download these things. This could get awfully embarrassing awfully fast. Oh, Varsal, there you are. Don't know why you didn't follow originally, but eh. Come step outside, gentles. And conference room. I want to say that the conference room is over here. Yes, it is. And we've got a couple of individuals to chat with here. First, let's say hello to Commander Chulak.
Sub-Commander, if this doomsday weapon lives up to the Nakul woman's boasts, it will ensure the Empire's dominance over the entire quadrant. The Federation and the Klingons will have no choice but to bend the knee to Romulus, or face annihilation.
And do you trust the Nakul?
No. Trust is a hard-earned currency. However, I respect their weapon.
That's fair. Now let's have a chat with... Well, this must be Krog.
Greetings, Sub-Commander. I knew it was only a matter of time before the fabled Tal Shiar came to call. The Nakul have brought a glorious weapon to your empire. You won't be disappointed.
Yeah, we've seen our share of doomsday weapons, and so far none of them have really measured up.
This one shall, Sub-Commander. Beyond measure.
Yeah, you'll have to prove it to me. Okay, let's have a seat and see you at the briefing house.
Your attention, please. Let's begin, shall we? We thank Specialist Krog of Nakul for joining us. We have concerns about the dangers involved with this weapon.
You have nothing to fear from the machine, my friend.
Would you be so confident if you were here, Envoy?
Utterly so, Commander. Soon, the
Handsome, ain't he?
Doomsday Machine will bring our foes to their knees.
Bold words, Envoy. We shall see, won't we?
It would seem a demonstration is in order. See to it, Krog.
As you wish. Shall we, Commander?
Very well. Show me what this beast of yours can do.
It will be my pleasure.
Now, incidentally, the way that guy was...
Enjoy the show, interloper.
Uh-oh.
They are using holographic disguises. Guards, deal with them.
I think we've been busted. Well, sadly, it always comes down to violence. Now, incidentally, since now they're in the middle of we're in the middle of a fight here, you may have noticed the Envoy looking kind of almost like a shadowy figure when he first showed up there. I believe that it is heavily implied, although not outright said, that the Envoy is Future Guy from the Enterprise series. The whole temporal Cold War thing got kicked off because of a shadowy figure who was dealing with the Sulapan, who was given the nickname Future Guy. And I believe that it is heavily implied that this Envoy was him. Now, personally, it blows my personal theory about who Future Guy was, because I kind of agreed that it was probably the future version of Jim Kirk, who was really, really irritated about having all this crazy retcons going on thanks to the Enterprise series. But I can't prove it. Okay, looks like we're going to be fighting everybody. Let's get the fences rolling here because let's break out the heavier weapons now. Yeah, seeker drone. Can't use my telekinesis here. That's annoying. Oh, I bet it... Did my traits reset again? I bet my traits reset again. Dagging at it, if I'm right about that, I'm gonna be highly irritated. They reset again. Ah! Stupid, stupid bugs. I expect better out of Star Trek Online. Oops. Didn't realize we had a couple guys behind us. Okay. Quick second. I have no idea if I'll be able to pull this off while we're here, but... Oh, good. It's gonna let me do it now anyway. Grumble, curse, snarl. Take away all my bloody traits. That's really, really irritating. Because then I gotta go through all this all over again. Alright. Space traits. Let's see if they wiped out the important ones. Well, at least that one's still working. That one's still working. So, you know, the two important ones are there. Let's see. Accuracy. Beam damage. Efficient. Add resists. Crit stuff. Technical damage. Max hit points for shields. Okay. Grumble, grumble, grumble. Of course, it still won't actually allow me to actually use my, well, maybe it will, I don't know. We'll find out. In the meantime, we want to get to the operations center where we detected all that trouble earlier. That means taking these guys out. Oh, good. The telekinesis is back and available. I love using telekinesis. Whoa. Whoa. What? They're doing all sorts of these distortions, weird, wacky stuff. Oh, when in doubt, nuke them all. Nuke them all, it's the only way to be sure. So far, so good. Everybody still with me? Excellent. Let's go inside and break the door. And we're in. This looks like it would be complicated. Why don't we take some precautions? Oh yeah! It's always great when I can get the triple turret in. Get the drone here. We'll set up the healing. We'll set up the shield. And then we can start opening this thing up and see if we can break the Doomsday device. Lock the console processes. Oh, and here comes trouble. Looks like they're all Romulans, not cool, so nothing wonky going on there. Disengage power couplings. I knew this was going to be complicated. Oh, more wonderful people. Let's zap them too. Man, this was kind of unfair. They never even made it to the front door. Let's beam up the control equipment. They certainly won't need that. The not cool equipment is safely on board. We're ready to beam you out of there now. Energize.
We're trying to get our computer to interface with that Nakul control console, but their tech is quite advanced. I need at least 5 minutes to integrate it.
Yeah, you've got 2. We're kind of outnumbered here, and there's a Doomsday device that's going to be...
Will make a fine target for the weapon.
And why are we right in front of that thing? Get away! Man, talk about stupid ideas for 1,000. Do not, under any circumstances, go in that thing's line of fire. Oh, my right shields are gone. Better get them back rolling. See? This is why I didn't want to be there.
Keep it up.
Flower, we're going to have a little chat about your positioning once we get out of this mess. Ken Cruiser. Oh. You know, for a old Klingon surplus ship, that thing's holding together pretty well. He's also trying to stay out of my firing arc pretty easily here. Ah! Didn't see him there. Oh, let's get that miracle worker thing rolling. Oh, not good, not good, not good. Okay, looks like we may have to do another miracle worker sooner than I want to think about. We're a fair distance away from the Doomsday device, which is good though, because that means it probably can't fry us from this distance. Probably. I hope. Oh, miracle worker time. Get close? Daniels, you suck. Transmit.
Activating shutdown protocol. Something is wrong. It's not working.
Excuse me?
It's firing indiscriminately.
Well, the way I see it, every ship out here except us is an opponent, so...
All ships, destroy the Doomsday weapon and the cool ships! Now!
Well, couldn't have happened to a nicer group of temporal
It's targeting
maniacs.
us again. We need to move.
It's gonna have a neat. It was gonna be a real neat trick for it to target us from the back. Please do.
All ships, protect the planet from that machine at all costs!
Yeah, let them take some of the brunt of the attack for now. I don't feel any deep-seated need to do anything about that. Oh, on the other hand, that got me a little too close to somebody's firing arc. Someone has got some pretty long-range weapons there. Although they're not nearly as bad as, say, the Vodmar, so... Then again, nobody could be as bad as the Vodmar. Oh, speaking of being in uncomfortable firing arcs, whoops. And speaking of being in uncomfortable positions, ah! Didn't hit my buttons quite quickly enough. Well, that was gruesome. Now, ordinarily, I would try to call for my own reinforcements, but my hardcore RP past betrays me here because I am not about to call in folks who I should not be able to. Uh-oh. Something just happened.
And a cool ship is about to be that should end it. Hey, what's happening? The machine. It's on a collision course.
I love the music. Very original series sounding. Oh, that can't be good. Well, that explains why this planet is a mess by the time we come here in the present day. Although it does look like it's in pretty good shape. I guess we're still fighting. I was kind of hoping that meant that, you know, there would be an end to hostilities, but... But apparently we're still in the thick of things. Gotta admit, these guys are... Oh, I don't want to be here. Oh man, their ships do distortion stuff too? That's annoying. Whoa. Did I just get one-shotted? No, I was already in pretty awful shape. Still. That was a heck of a hit. I'm gonna start taking these guys a little more seriously. Still, one could have asked for the Planet Destroyer to have at least taken out a few more of these guys before doing a suicide run on the planet. Okay, closing in, closing in, closing in. Unfortunately, he's got that distortion up there, which means I'm wasting my ammo on him. If only the real thing went down as easily as those distortions would. Does get him down a little bit more. Okay, I think we've got this in the bag. He's just got too many ships firing at him. Booyah.
I don't know who you are, and I don't care. You helped us with the traitorous Nakul, and that earned you a reprieve. For now. Leave while you still can. I won't ask twice.
Works for me! Have a nice day! The way I see it, he's not going to recognize my species, because even I don't know my species. And we're not flying a Romulan, or Starfleet, or Klingon ship, so identifying who we are will be nearly impossible. Daniels would like you to meet him on his ship once we transition back to the 25th century. I will be there shortly.
The Nakul ship must have detonated within the Doomsday Machine. Disrupted it somehow. This must feel like a Pyrrhic victory at best, too.
Daniels, your face. Did you cut yourself shaving?
Occupational hazard, I'm afraid. I'll be fine. What matters is that Chulak and his allies would have killed billions had their plan succeeded. Instead, his life is a cautionary tale, forever disgraced by his loss here today.
Well, it's good to be back in the present day
We
of
stopped them
2410.
this time, at great cost. Clearly, the Nakul and their leader, this envoy, are willing to do anything to win this war, even commit genocide. It's unfortunate that Chulak didn't stand up to the Nakul sooner. It might have prevented this tragedy today.
Alright, let's take a look at those rewards, shall we? Let's compare that armor with what I've got now. I'm currently using stealth operational armor. Oh, you know what? I'll still take the armor. I'll just give it to one of my bridge officers.
There's been a temporal disturbance in
No,
the
no,
22nd
no, no.
Ninja
We're not going to go
Resistance.
back to you, Daniels. I don't think we're going to have nearly enough time today to wrap that up. So we're going to give Rara Talon the good armor because he's a tactical guy and therefore most likely to grab aggro at any given time. I'm considerate like that. No, what I think we'll do now is we're going to take a hop back to New Romulus. And we are going to start designing the future. What do I mean by that? Well, thanks to the Iconian War, the Klingons, the Federation, and the Romulan Republic are working together closer than ever before. In other words, you'll see a lot of references to the three powers being an alliance now. This has a couple of interesting side effects. And we're going to explore a couple of those side effects right now. The first of the side effects being referred to is going to be happening over here. That's interesting. Yeah, I still have that mission for reinforcements for Rodal that hasn't worked since ever. That's supposed to give me a improved bridge officer thing, but it's never happened. Eh. Okay, back to the original plan. Yes, I'm going in the right direction. I'm not losing my mind. At least I'm not losing my mind as much as feared. And here we are, Mr. Taylor. Now what we're going to do is first we're going to save this uniform. I believe I've already saved that. Awesome. So what I'm going to do is we're going to modify this uniform. You see, thanks to the Alliance has an official name now. Well, kind of an official name, the Kittimer Alliance, and or of course as they like to know it, the Starfleet Klingon Empire Alliance, even though the Romulans are a part of it. So we are going to start dressing the part. Now, I don't think I'm going to monkey with the colors all that much because I think they do what I want them to do pretty nicely. Let's see. Undershirt accessory. Okay, they're just giving me shoulder badges. In this case, I am putting on the badge of the Romulan Republic because, duh. Yes, I do have a lot of uniforms unlocked, Fiendy. It's like, yeah, it's almost as if I have a lifetime sub or something. Yes, all the way back to literally the first day they were on sale, way back in beta. But a lot of them have come about from, you know, well over a decade of gameplay. I've been able to go to the Zen store and purchase uniforms. I pretty much have all the C store uniforms that I particularly want to have. What I do not have are uniforms that might have come from the Lobby store, which is basically a currency that comes out of the lockboxes. And, well, my opinions on lockboxes is pretty clear. And the occasional special rewards for anniversary events and stuff like that. Let's see. We're not going to monkey with the sashes because no point. Yeah, I don't have the 23rd century or 24th century Romulan outfits. I never really felt motivated enough to pick those up. Wrist attaches. We're going to keep what I've got now, actually. Rank insignia. We're going to go ahead and accept the rank of Fleet Admiral because why not? Why not? As far as badges go, well, as you might notice, I have a few badges. It's not as impressive as it sounds. A lot of all these 23rd century ones came with the original series expansion they had a ways back. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to grab, again, the SFKE Alliance badge, which is kind of a blend. Well, it's not exactly Starfleet, it's not exactly Romulan, it's not exactly Klingon. It's unique, let's put it that way. And we'll make use of that. Nothing for the back. I don't think there's anything special for the arm attachments. We're going to leave those alone. Chest gear. We're going to look at the chest gear for a moment. And it's only because I want to show the Yesterday Enterprise reward. That's it. Couple straps. That's the big uniform unlock from yesterday's Enterprise. Yay. I don't think I've ever used it on a character, and we're not breaking that streak today. I'm going to keep my shoulder pad accessories the way they are. Okay, lower uniform. I believe we should have Okay, it might not be on tight. It might be on loose. Let's check the pants loose. I could have sworn there was a Kittimer Alliance pant category. There we are. Let's see if it's tucked high or tucked low. Let's see if we have it tucked low. No, it looks like it's going to be tucked high. Okay, fine. We can do that. And change the boots. I'm not really motivated enough to monkey with the colors. I just want to get a general look nailed down. Do we have a belt for the Kittimer Alliance? We do, so we'll grab that too. And up into the hips. Okay, so we have the, yeah, worth it. So we have the official Kittimer Alliance uniform. And we're going to do the same to our primary bridge crew. Let's grab no. No! I will never, ever get tired of that. Never. Again, we're going to go with the Romulan Republic outfits. No sashes. Rank insignia. One of these days I should actually start promoting some of these bridge officers because they really do deserve it. Kittimer Alliance. Bap, bap, bap. Yeah, I didn't think there was anything in the car. Lower body, tuck in those pants. Boots, Kittimer Alliance. Belt, Kittimer Alliance. Oh, there we are. Grabbed the wrong boots, that's why. And now no is ready. Varsal! Same deal with you. We're all one happy alliance now. Once again, Romulan Republic. Rank insignia. I really should start promoting my people. I might do that sometime later on. Tuck tie. Kittimer belt. And Kittimer shoes. Now, you may think that perhaps I would do Shayla next, but I'm not. And the reason for that is I want to see about our photonic officer that I've been holding off on just for this reason. And he's a Starfleet photonic officer. That figures, but hey, sure, why not? We'll have him join. And we're going to change his uniform. And take a guess. If you said we're going to go with the Kittimer outfit, you would be right. As soon as I find it, there we are. Kittimer, he is Federation, so he has the Federation shoulders. What he's not going to have, however, is any high rank. I'll have to do something about that at some point, but not today. Give him the tuck tie. And give him the shoe, the belt and the shoes. Oh, no wonder I still have the panels and pockets on here. I don't know why I did that. There we go. Slightly different from the color scheme, but good enough for me. He doesn't have quite the same color scheme as Talel does. But that's okay. That's because he went to the Starfleet tailors and not to the Romulan tailors. And I will probably put him on the bridge crew momentarily. Well, you know what? just in case I forget. We'll get Shayla anyway. Hey, she deserves it. She's been with my crew since early on. That said, you could say the same thing about Tove and Kev, but yeah, we're not giving Tove any respect. Why would I start now? Oops, not collar. Badge. And rank. Oh, how about that? I actually gave Shayla a commander rank. How about that? Somebody did get promoted. Tie. Give her the shoes. Give her the belt. Why am I getting... Don't know where the red came from in all of this. Let's deal with that. D11. D11. There, better. It's still not the exact same as Tellel's, but then again, Tellel's the commander, so no one's going to say anything about that. And there we are. Oh, yeah. There's one more fellow I suppose I should get. Lauer. Yes, even Lauer gets to have his version of the official Starfleet variant of all of this. Let's see. Undershirt, there we are. And he is Federation, and proud of it. And I made him a commander at some point. Change the pants. Change the shoes. Change the belt. And there we go. Lauer is ready to serve with his big giant head. Once again, Varara Talon cannot be modified because he was a reward from one of the mission arcs. So he gets stuck at his default, and if I ever choose to use them, Zar and Tinsia are also in a similar boat. Well, actually, I can modify Tinsia. I'm just not going to, unless I know I'm going to do something with her. There is one more thing we're going to do. I indicated that there was going to be a couple things I was going to do here. And that other thing is going to involve going into my events tab and going into my reclaim rewards. Now, during the anniversary thing they just finished up, if you did all the anniversary stuff for 14, 20, I forget how many days, you unlocked a special reward, which would be this. The Alliance Temer Raider. Named after Temer, the fellow who sacrificed himself for the Klingons to help forge an alliance between the Republic and the Klingon Empire, which ultimately led to where we are now. And that's what, and it's appropriate that it be called the Temer because this is kind of a combination of Romulan and Klingon technology. So this is the AFS Agra. You know what? I'm going to keep that in too. That sounds. It's just a short hop from Agra to Agro. And you know, little things like that amuse me. So I've been doing things like that. Let's just do a quick peek at our shuttle bay area, and we can customize a bit of its appearance. Jump the railing. Oh, no, that's acquire ships. I've got ships. It's the appearance I want to get. Customize the starship. Oh yeah, It would help if I actually readied the starship first, wouldn't it? Oops. Must do things in their proper order. Manage the ships. Now, the Agra is currently armed with anti-proton weaponry and photon torpedoes. It uses a warp core, and that was the reason why I was having to double check whether I should take a warp core or a singularity core when I was finishing up the Iconian War, because I knew that I was going to need to worry about this. Of course, I don't think I ended up taking either of the cores. Oops. So we're going to do some cannibalizing off of the Piri first. Take the good stuff. Including the Bajoran Warp Core. The Riemann Shields. Yeah, we'll take the transphasic weapons. We'll place a couple of our torpedoes. We'll take the... Ooh, I don't know if I'll be able to use that, though. Escort, Raptor, Destroyer, Battlecruiser, Carrier, Fighter. Raider does have it, so we will take that, too. And you know what? If I'm taking the plasma quads, I might as well take the rest of the plasmas. That's a Polaron. I don't even know why I have a Polaron there. And another Romulan plasma array. I don't know if I'll be able to use this. But we'll try. We'll see if I have the room for that. We'll take off the devices. Okay, it's time to start putting stuff on the Agra here, where I'm never going to be able to do anything with them. Now, doing a quick comparison here, this is clearly superior to the infinity level warp engine. And that kind of gives me a pretty good idea of everything being replaced. There is an experimental weapon on here. However, it's a very different weapon than the Voice of the Prophets. So I'm going to keep that where it is. I'm going to put this right back where I got it. It may be useful someday. I just want to find out how well it works. Weapon systems. Let's replace one of those torpedoes with the transphasic. And we're going to replace these anti-protons with my standard cannons. I want to do something about this launcher too. I don't have the oomph to do. Yeah, I don't have the oomph to do. Okay, actually, what I can do is I'll put an array up here, and then I'll put the other transphasic weapon in back. Oh, let's get those backwards. Actually, the rapid reload I want up front. Okay, that worked out pretty well so far. Equipment. Let's slap in that. Shields. And do I have engines? I have engines. Okay. We've got a Gabali deflector array. We've got a Solene warp engine. Clearly, I'm not going for high efficiency here. Oh, right, I got the temporal negator now. Skip the engines, we'll put that in instead. And I have a special console on here, which is an Alliance Tactics console, which will buff anti-proton weapons. Which I don't have on here, because I took them out. Yoink! Well, another time, maybe. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We're going to yank out the consoles from the Piri. And we'll see how many of them I can put on the Agra. well, we'll start with this one first, because this one's a universal console, which means I can put it anywhere. And that might become very important as we move along. Okay, these last two are science consoles, which means they're not going to, I don't have room for them. One's for expertise, one's for, they're both control expertise. I can live without them. So we will put them back on Piri and ignore them. That's what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted to do. Luckily, we do have plenty of room on the engineering consoles. And we still have room for a couple extra tactical consoles. Convenient because... Okay, that's not convenient. I was hoping I had something a little bit better than that. Okay, I think that's about as good as it's going to get for now. I'm going to slap all these infinity level stuff into my character bank. Because, why not? I've got the room. And I may decide I want to go with the anti-proton at some point. It could happen. All I need to do is ready that starship. And now we're going to go take a look at its appearance. And actually, the more I think about it, the more I think the appearance is going to be largely irrelevant because of one more thing. But just in case. Okay, only one material. Okay, well, that pretty much says it all. We're going to cancel that then. I'm going to go here to the Zen store here. Oh, actually, no, I'm not, because I think the appearance is pretty much where I want it to be. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the stations. And one station is a command station, which means I can give it to someone who has the command rank. Like, say, Shayla. Emergency power to weapons, emergency power to shields. What else does she have here? Rally point marker. Yeah, that ain't gonna fly. And I kind of need those shields, so I'm not going to do anything about that. But at least I'll be able to do the artillery, which will be amusing. Lauer needs to swap out his ability here for something else, so we'll give him... Well, we'll give him the torpedo sprint. Well, do I have someone else who can go here? This is a universal station, so... Let's see what Ferrara will give me. Yeah, we'll go with Ferrara. And I think that's going to be pretty much everybody I want here. Varsal, I'm good with Varsal being where he is. Alright. So all that remains then is we're going to beam up. And take a look at the AFS Agra. Doesn't look a thing like it did in the... Oh, right, because I'm using the the Riemann covariant shield, which puts on a certain appearance on the ship. I don't know, I kind of like it, actually. I may keep it this way. I'll have to think about it. And that is going to do it for tonight. Next Wednesday, starting at approximately 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, we will continue the temporal shenanigans of Agent Daniels as we continue this yesterday's war with Star Trek Online. I will also be streaming on Saturday, where I stream the game Star Citizen. That will be at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And I haven't quite nailed down what I'll be doing there, although I may be continuing my Star System tour. I hope everyone has enjoyed watching this stream, whether you have seen it live or are watching it off YouTube or the Twitch archives. I want to thank everybody for watching. I greatly appreciate having everyone there. Thank you. Good night to you too, Fiendy. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.